Hey there, welcome to the channel where we deep dive on SAP functionalities. And today we are going to explore a simple but very important concept of how to add new fields into the clearing transactions in SAP. This is very important, especially in the projects where we have custom requirements from the customers to add more and more fields to the clearing transactions. So before we go into the video, do not forget to like it, share it, and subscribe if you are finding it useful. And you can join the channel now and contribute to my work. And you can also click on thanks button below the video if you want to do a one-time contribution. By clicking on join, you will also get access to wonderful videos which are member exclusive like entire end-to-end SAP COPA. You will also get access to coupon codes, certain additional files which are available only for the members. So let us jump into the video. SAP had given us a lot of clearing transactions for different purposes, either to clear a GL account or to clear a vendor open items or customer open items, or we can also post with clearing. For example, we have F-03 transaction which is used to clear open items of a GL account. On the other side, we have F-04 which is used to post with clearing. And we also have customer and vendor specific clearing transactions like F-28 and F-53. We also have other set of clearing transactions which are automatic clearing like F.13, which is out of scope of this video, but we are going to discuss about these four transactions in general which are used for clearing the open items or post with clearing. So all these transactions are having different additional selection fields. For example, if I go to F-03 and I want to clear line items of my GL account, for example, I'm taking a withholding tax account, and this withholding taxes, I am having a lot of open items which I want to be cleared by posting a bank payment. So either I can use F-03 or I can use F-04. But in any of these transactions, let us assume that I do not want to clear all my line items. I want to clear only a few line items and I want to select those line items based on certain fields. Now, SAP as such is providing certain additional selection criteria. So these are few of the selection criteria that are available. And if I click on others and hit enter, then SAP also provides us with the remaining list of fields that are available for clearing. Now, what if we want more fields here? We will try to understand how we can add more fields, and not only adding more fields, but we will also understand the important constraints in adding new fields for this selection criteria. Not only we will discuss about the additional selections, but once we hit enter, that means once we go into process open items screen, here we do also have an option to sort this entire output by certain fields. For example, if I click on this sort, I can have different sort sequences, and here as well I can add few more fields which I want for sorting. And in addition to that, I also have field content search. That means I can search the given open items based on values of certain fields, and we can also add those fields here which we want to do it for clearing. So we will see how we can add different fields here and what are the constraints in adding these fields. So let us go to SPRO. That is our major place for all the configurations as we know. And under SPRO, under financial accounting, if we go on to AR and AP, or we can go on to the GL accounting, all those will have the same configuration nodes. So for example, I'm going to AR and AP, and here I have business transactions, and here I have outgoing payments, and under outgoing payments I'll go to manual outgoing payments, and here we will go to make settings for processing open items. And see here we have defined line layouts, we have standard line layouts, selection fields, search fields, and sort fields. Now what do these refer to? Line layout refers to the list of open items that we can see. For example, I'll go back to F-03. Though we are seeing this for AR and AP in SPRO nodes, but this is applicable for all of this clearing transactions which we are discussing. So hit enter, and this is the line layout. That means what all different fields that we can see in each line in this screen is what is defined by line layout. Now, if I go to the line layout, see here, these are the different fields that we can see. If I double click this, these are the four different fields which are visible under this line layout. Now, let us go to the standard line layouts. For every transaction code, if you see here, we're having FB05, FB1D, and etc. For all of these clear GL accounts. So for all of these transactions, we can define what should be the default line layout. So if you see for FB1S, the default line layout is A1. Now what is A1? A1 is defined here. Under A1, we have these different fields as visible. Those are the same fields that we also see here. So let me put it side by side. And assignment, document number, document type, posting key, posting dates, and the document date is what we have. Amount field is mandatory amount, and if we have any cash discounts when we come to AR and AP, so those are mandatory fields which cannot be altered, but the remaining initial fields can be set up through line layouts. Now, if I want to add a new field here, then I can click on any field after which I want to add and click on insert after, and these are the different fields that are available add into this line layouts, and these are a limited set of fields and we cannot add any more fields than what we have here. So we can also see it by field names, that means the technical name of that. And if you see here, all these are belonging to the RFPOS structure, which are having these fields assigned in that table or structure, and only those are available to be added in this line layout. So that is a restriction. You need to have a particular field in the RFPOS table if you want to add that to the line layout of this transaction. Now, let us go to the selection fields. What is selection fields? Selection fields is something that we see in this main screen. So these are the different selection fields. Now, if I click on others and hit enter, so this is the total list of selection fields that we can see here. Now, if I go to choose selection fields, so if you see here, these are the different fields that you have like amount, document number, posting date, dunning area. So all these are the different fields that we can see here till the contract number. Now, what if I want to add a field here? Same thing, select a place where you want to add. For example, select this and click on insert after. And for example, I want to add profit center. So I'll add PRCTR. I got profit center, save the changes. Now just go back and hit enter. I will be seeing profit center coming here. The order will differ, but I can still see the profit center added to this list. Of course, we already have a profit center, but we can add any other field. Now, what is the restriction here? There is a restriction. The restriction says we cannot have a field which is not available in the standard structures of BSIS or BSAS. For example, if you are trying to add a field for open items for GL clearing, the open item transactions for the GL account line items are BSIS and BSAS. So any fields which are not available in these two structures or these two views cannot be added into this particular screen. Similarly, if you are trying to add a field onto customer clearing transactions, then BSID and BSAD are the two tables which needs to have that particular field which you are trying to add. The same way you can also add for the vendor transactions. For that, the tables are BSIK and BSAK. So the limitation is that whatever field that we want to enter should be available in these clearing structures BSIS, BSAS, BSID and BSAD, and BSIK and BSAK. So unless until that field is available in that structure, it is not possible to add in this selection screens. The same way here we are having for search fields. Now let me hit enter and click on process open items. And if you see the search field here, we have these limited set of fields here. Now, what if I want to add an assignment field here? I don't have assignment added. So let me select this and click on insert after and add ZUNR and save it. Now if I go back and click on search again, I see 13 fields now, which is one more than the previous, and I see the assignment field coming here. So I can sort everything by the assignment fields. Now I can also search any value based on the assignment field. For example, I want to filter everything based on the assignment which is having a value as this 2024, 08 and 17. So click this. I'll add 2024, 08, 17 and I will see only those line items which are filtered by this assignment. So when is this useful? We have selection criteria in the main transaction and we also have a filtering criteria within the transaction. So what is the purpose of this? Purpose is SAP had restricted that whenever you are selecting the fields in this selection criteria by using additional selections, you can filter only on one field. It can be any of these which are listed here, but you can select the values only on any one particular field. For example, I have selected all the fields which are having the profit center as common. Now save it. And if I enter it, I will see all these line items which are having profit center as common. Now, after entering here, if I further want to filter based on the assignment, then I can do this here and I can give on whatever values that I want to add. Now, for example, I want to add it on 2024-0818. So I will see only those values which are having this value as the assignment. And further, I can again use a document number and I can filter on document number. For example, I want to add only this particular number here. So that is going to be 11. Now I'll see only 11. So in this way, even though SAP does not allow us to filter the output by using multiple selection criteria at the same time, you can do it n number of times by using this filtering criteria or what you call as field content search. So addition of these required fields into the field content search or the search criteria is really important, especially for the end users when they are trying to clear n number of transactions, which are thousands in number. Sometimes when they want to clear all these fields, when they want to further do some narrow down by using certain sort keys or search fields, then that is available is here. Now the remaining one is by the sorting. So whatever you want to sort, if you want to sort by using a particular field, then you need to have that field in this list. Now this is the place where we can add these choose sort fields. So here also, for example, I am going to add assignment is already available. So let us try to add profit center. So select this, click on insert after. Now this is profit center. And if I save it, here I should also be seeing profit center. So I can sort not only based on one field, but I can sort on multiple fields. For example, I can give it as first sort criteria, second sort criteria. Like that, I can give multiple sort criteria and I can filter it based on these fields. Now let us see what is the maximum number. It is only 1, 2, 3. That means we can sort by at max using a combination of three sort keys, and that is how the system is going to sort it here. But again, in order to sort, whatever sorting criteria that you are giving, that should be visible on the line layout. So that means you should ensure that these fields are also available on the line layout. For example, if I want to change this, I want to add profit center here. So let us select profit center in the available list. This is profit center and save it. Sorry, before you save it, we also need to enable for what all type of accounts that you want to use. I want to use this for customers, suppliers and GL accounts. So click on that and save it. Now if I go back and if I reopen this transaction code F-03, see I also have a profit center field coming here. Because I did not post any profit center, this is a balance sheet line item and the profit center is derived based on document splitting. And we don't see a profit center here. So that means we should also understand that these clearing transactions are not having any reference to AC dossier where we can also see the profit centers which are derived by document splitting. Because we don't have any significance of or link to the AC dossier table for these clearing transactions, we do not see any AC dossier fields here. That is the reason we are restricted only to those fields that are available in these BSIS or BSAS tables. So let us also have a look at these tables once. So BSAS. So this is a CDS view. Earlier it was a table in ECC, but now SAP had converted this into a CDS views. And these are the different type of fields that are available here, and you can choose any field which is available in this one. Same way for BSIS, which is for open items, for GL accounts, and you have BSAD and BSID for customers. Similarly, you have BSIK and BSAK for suppliers. So any field that is available in these structures can be easily added. Now the question comes, what if I have a requirement to add a field which is not available in these standard structures or standard tables? In short, the answer is it is difficult, but it is not impossible. But it comes up with own disadvantages. So SAP is giving us a way which is not a standard way or a SAP accepted way, like in the form of a BAPI or a BADI or in a user exit. But SAP says if you want to add any field which is not there in these structures, then change the standard structure RFPOUS structure and add a new field into that structure. Now, understand that changing these standard structures is not so easy. It has its own limitations and its own complexities because these structures are used across multiple programs in the backend, and we are not even aware of how many programs these are being called in. And we should ensure that whenever we are changing this structure, there is no impact on all of those programs, which is not an easy task, which is rather impossible. So still the way is you can change the standard structures. You can change the standard structure which says you can add new fields to that structure. Now, by just adding a new field to that structure, we cannot just get values for all the previous documents. That means documents posted in the past, we cannot get those values in that newly added field in the structure. For any transactions which are posted ahead of adding that new field in the structure, the table will automatically start capturing those values. But if you want to add or fetch the values for the previously posted documents into that newly added field, for example, I want to add a field called as material. So material is a new field which is not available in any of these structures. I will add it by the help of an evapor. I need to change the standard structures. Again, this is not so easy. So change the standard structure, add a new field called as MATNR for material, and after you add it in the material, then we need to go and write a small piece of code which says that for every line item in BSIK or BSAK or whatever the structure, try to get the document number from ACDoc or any other table where the document is mapped with that material field and fetch that material value for each and every line item in this structures. So that means at every execution of a clearing transaction, for example, now you see all these open items which are posted in the past before the addition of material field. Now the program will also execute that piece of code. It will check this document number, go to ACDoc, fetch the corresponding material number or the value and pass it on to the standard structure of BSIS and then display it in this screen or in the selection criteria or the sort criteria. So this is a bit of a workaround that we have, but not a recommended way because this has its own complexities. Unless until it is really very important, it is not a recommended way of adding a new field into the structure by modifying the SAP provided standard structures. So as I was saying, these are the changes which we can see not only in the GL transaction, but this is applicable across all other transactions as well. So any transaction, be it F-28, FSIS or F-03, F-53, we will be able to see all the sort key fields or the line item layouts, or we also have the selection fields, search fields. So all these are available in all these transactions. You can add it in this one, or you can add it under incoming payments, or you can add it under the general ledger accounting business transactions. So wherever you add it, the transaction codes in the backend are the same. For example, for selection fields, it is O7F1, and for search fields it is O7F3, and for sort fields it is O7F2. And in addition to that, we also have line layouts which is O7Z4S, and in order to assign a line layout to the transaction, that is O7V3. So these are the 5 different transaction codes which are so simple, but very useful when you want to add additional fields into the clearing transactions, which will considerably reduce the time and the efforts of the end users when they are performing the clearing transactions at the month end or any point. So this is the standard SAP note which is provided by SAP if we want to add any additional fields into the selection criteria of these clearing transactions which are not available in the standard structures. So if you see, this is applicable for all of these clearing transactions and the programs, and the solution is without modification it is not possible to add any additional fields. So it says it should be available in either of these structures which are called as index tables or an index in these tables, and unless until if it is not available it is not possible to add. If you want to further still add any custom field into this, then we need to make a change into this structure RFOPS. And not only that, but we also need to write a piece of code which will help to bring the values from a different table into this newly added field in this structure. So this is the note name 493238 for your reference, and you can use this in your organizations or projects to prove the case whenever you get a requirement, add any additional field which is not available in the standard structures into the clearing transactions. I hope you found this video useful. If yes, do not forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. And see you in the next video. Take care.